Who taught you how to pray? In other words, did you have any role models in your prayer life?
My mom and dad were always very strong on praying every single day. They prayed with me in the morning and they prayed with me at night, so they were pretty much my role models.
How often do you pray?
I pray once or twice a day.
Why do you pray?
I pray because it helps me get through the day.
What is your preferred way to pray or type of prayer?
My preferred way to pray is in my head or sometimes out loud, just depending on how I feel.
Do you have a favorite place to pray? If so, where?
Usually I pray in my room, but I pray wherever usually.
Do you have, what are some of the things that you pray about most often?
I pray about the well-being of others and my family and just everything.
Do you think your life is better because you pray? If so, why?
I do think my life is better because I pray, because I know that there is something stronger that can help me.
How have your prayer life and prayer topics changed as you've gotten older?
As I've gotten older, my prayer topics have gotten more specific or in depth with what I have asked.
Do you have a favorite prayer? If so, what is it?
I don't have a specific prayer that's my favorite, but I just pray a lot.
What piece of advice could you offer to someone who is new to prayer or to someone who doesn't see the point of prayer?
It's helpful to vent and let out all of your problems. It makes you a happier person.
Who taught you how to pray? In other words, did you have any role models in your prayer life?
I was lucky. My family, we got the chance to, we prayed quite a bit when I was younger, but I also went to an Catholic elementary school. So that was, remember growing up, going to Mass 5 days a week while I was in elementary, and then we had several sisters that were teachers at our school. So Sister Monica, Sister Virginia, those were two that definitely would go ahead and say would probably be role models in my prayer life early on.
How often do you pray?
Every morning, before lunch, before eating at night. So try to get in 3 or 4 times a day.
Why do you pray?
A lot of it for prayer for Thanksgiving, just thanking God for the things that I do have, thanking for the opportunities that I have, especially being each day to go ahead and show up at a school that I love to go ahead and teach at, but also for my family and the opportunities that they have.
What is your preferred way to pray or type of prayer? Or describe the typical way you pray, the structure of your prayer.
For me, it's probably silent meditation, probably my favorite type of prayer. So it's kind of a quiet thing, but then being able to kind of pass a few things along to my kids in terms of them being able to go ahead and a couple different types of prayer. But I would say silent prayer is probably my most common.
Do you have a favorite place to pray? If so, where?
I don't think I have any special place to go ahead and pray. I mean, it's kind of a daily routine type thing. So in the mornings and then at night, and then during wherever I'm at those certain times. So.
What are some of the things that you pray about most often?
Like I said, probably in Thanksgiving for just the opportunities that I have, and just being able to go ahead and take advantage of those opportunities and make myself a better person, make my family a better family.
Do you think your life is better because you pray? If so, why?
Oh, I think absolutely it's better because of prayer. It gives you something to look forward to, something to go ahead and reflect upon, and think about, okay, what changes can I make? What ideas do I have out there that I can go ahead and, so I can make my day better, make my situations better.
How have your prayer life and prayer topics changed as you've gotten older? In other words, what do you pray about now that you didn't pray about before?
I think when you're young, you're always praying to get something. You want something, and then all of a sudden, as you grow older, you start being thankful for the things that you have. So I think that's probably, as you mature, that's kind of how your prayer life turns into. It's like, okay, yes, early on, I really want to have this, as a little kid, and now you're going, I'm thankful for the things that I do have.
Do you have a favorite prayer? If so, what is it?
I don't think I have a favorite prayer. I know to start class for me, it's a Hail Mary. Start class every day, and the reason is no better place to go to talk to Jesus is through his mother. He'll listen to her as much as he'll listen to anybody else.
What piece of advice could you offer to someone who is new to prayer or to someone who doesn't see the point of prayer?
Let it be natural. Don't force yourself to do it. Relax with it. Think about the opportunities out there and think about, okay, what am I thankful for? What are some things that I want to try to get out of this? But don't force it, because when it's forced, you get tired of it real quick. So just relax with it, let it come. It's going to come slowly in some cases.
Hi, Franco. Who taught you how to pray? In other words, did you have any role models in your prayer life?
Yes. I'd say that my experience with prayer and being taught was, one, first my religious formation, education, and schooling, and my mom was a huge example to me as far as praying.
How often do you pray?
I pray every night.
Why do you pray?
Well, I pray for a lot of things. Depends. Usually I pray for health and happiness in my life and safety of my children.
What is your preferred way to pray or type of prayer? Or describe the typical way you pray, the structure of your prayer.
The structure of prayer is verbal, meant, internally, but verbal to myself, and I usually say Our Father and Hail Mary and that is typically what I do.
Do you have a favorite place to pray? If so, where?
I don't necessarily think it's a favorite, it's just where I pray, and it's at night in bed when I go to bed.
What are some of the things that you pray about most often?
Most often I pray about for my health and longevity of my children as well as myself.
Do you think your life is better because you pray? If so, why?
Absolutely. It gives me a sense of peace for me, and also it makes me deal with everyday life stresses.
How have your prayer life and prayer topics changed as you've gotten older? In other words, what do you pray about now that you didn't pray about before?
My children, mainly, 100%. More than ever, because now that having daughters, it's a primary focus on my prayer.
Do you have a favorite prayer? If so, what is it?
The Our Father.
What piece of advice could you offer to someone who is new to prayer or who doesn't see the point of it?
Well, to try it, for one, and two, to believe in it. It's going to make you feel better when things are down.
Who taught you how to pray? In other words, did you have any role models in your prayer life?
My family taught me to pray, but when I was little, our house was next to a church, and so I went to youth group and Sunday school there. So that's where I learned to pray.
How often do you pray?
Every day.
Why do you pray?
For forgiveness, strength, and safety.
What is your preferred way to pray or type of prayer? Or describe the typical way you pray, the structure of your prayer.
I don't think I have a set schedule. It's just I will either pray in the morning and be grateful for waking up, or in the evening for my day, and then throughout the day.
And do you do it out loud or in your head?
Both sometimes.
Do you have a favorite place to pray? If so, where?
No, anytime.
What are some of the things that you pray about most often?
Health, safety, gratefulness.
Do you think your life is better because you pray?
Yes.
If so, why?
Because I think that it makes me realize that there's something more than what's here. There's a higher power for me. So,
how have your prayer life and prayer topics changed as you've gotten older? In other words, what do you pray about now that you didn't pray about before?
well, when I was little, I prayed that my stuffed animals would come to life and be my friends. And now that I'm an adult, I pray for health and safety and love of everybody.
Do you have a favorite prayer? If so, what is it?
Not really a favorite prayer. It's just about everything I just said.
What piece of advice could you offer to someone who is new to prayer or to someone who doesn't see the point of prayer?
Try it.